I remember the Sarah J. Maas event being my first ever book signing event. I remember the event being on a Sunday at 2 p.m. and I was at the venue 11 p.m. of Saturday, the night before. It was that intense. Hi, my name is Karen. I'm 30 years old. I work as a nurse and I'm a proud bookworm. I started reading at a very young age, probably around 8. My mom bought me these really cute fairy tale pocketbooks that I read at night before bed or at any time of the day, really. And I remember that whatever my mom read, I also read. She used to be a huge reader back then too. And I truly think that she's one of my biggest influences when it comes to reading. I have loved fictional worlds and characters and reading as a form of escapism since then. Even though I started reading young, I only started collecting books last 2008. The year when Twilight was big. I was obsessed with Twilight. I've always wanted a library of my own, and now every time I enter my room and see my bookshelves there, the sight of it always relaxes me. I know there are probably a lot of bookworms out there who have a bigger collection than I do, but I'm happy with my small collection. I'm trying to grow them. I'm just happy that I have this small corner at home where I can sit down, grab a book, and relax all day. The first book that I bought for myself was a second-hand copy of The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. I bought it because I've heard incredible things about that book, and fortunately, it ended up being one of my favorite books. I think it's truly a phenomenal read. If you haven't picked it up, go read it. There's a lot of words of wisdom in that book. I still go back to it every time I want to feel inspired. And I think it's one of those books that you should read at least once in your life. There's a certain line from that book that I will always remember. It's the small things are also the most extraordinary things, because that is so true. Now I think I have at least 250. My most favorite books, I would go with the books that I always talk about and I always post about on my social media accounts, like The Nightingale by Christine Hanna, Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo, Tiger Lily by Jodie Anderson, The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller, and Dear Emmy Blue by Leah Lewis. I have a Bookstagram account and a BookTube channel that I co-run with 3 of my bookish friends, Josh, Sherna, and Pam. And I love being in those 2 communities because not only do I get to post about books that I love or books that I want to read, but I also get to meet and interact with people that have the same passion and interest and love for reading. And those online friends can turn into real life best friends, the same way that I became best of friends with Josh, Sherna, and Pam. I am lucky enough to have met a few authors in person, and those are Sarah J. Maas, Pierce Brown, Jenny Han, Lang Lee, and Jennifer Niven. I have attended their signings here in the Philippines, and those experiences were all insane. I remember the Sarah J. Maas event being my first ever book signing event, so I was kind of nervous and excited at the same time. I remember the event being on a Sunday at 2 p.m. and I was at the venue 11 p.m. of Saturday, the night before. It was that intense because Saturday, it was all over the internet that so many people were at the venue already and planning to camp out because there was a 350 limit, so you gotta be included in the first 350 people. So everyone kind of panicked, including me. So I went there 11 p.m. of Saturday night, and the whole night I just talked to my fellow SJM fans, and it was fun. By the end of the event, we were all exhausted, but it was so worth it. During the Jennifer Niven event, hugging the other was strictly not allowed, but when it was my turn, I asked her if I could hug her, and she said yes. But the bouncers didn't hear her say yes or weren't aware that she actually said yes. So when it came to hug her, they were like very protective of her, like, no, you can hug her, you can hug her. But I still managed to hug her in the end.